welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making something extra yummy for dessert, and it's something that I think almost everyone loves, even Santa Claus, and that's chocolate chip cookies. So come along with us and let's get to baking. We're going to start with a 1/4 cup of salted butter, softened, and I usually have butter sitting out in my butter dish. If yours is not soft, you can go ahead and microwave it for a couple of seconds to get it soft, because it will really help things incorporate well if your butter is softened. And to that, we are going to add our sweetener. I have a 1/4 cup of erythritol powder. It's just powdered erythritol. You can buy it online. And if you don't have powdered, go ahead and whirl up your other sweetener choice. If you're going to use xylitol or erythritol, it works better if it's in a powdered condition, and you can just pulse it in a Ninja or a food processor if you don't have powdered, but powdered works best. Additionally, if you would prefer to use sucralose, I'm also going to add a couple of drops of stevia, because stevia helps cut the cooling effect of erythritol. So I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to start mixing this up before I add my stevia drops. Want to start out slowly at first because you're working with the powdered product, and then you can increase the speed. Okay, now I'm going to add a couple squirts of my stevia. Okay, now we need to add 1 egg, and I've let mine sit out at room temperature for a little while. Eggs incorporate better if they're at room temperature, so if you can do that, great. If you can't, it's not going to be a huge deal, but it really does help. So our batter looks kind of cottage cheesy, which is typical for even regular cookie dough batter at this point. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm going to incorporate that. Okay, now we are going to add our almond flour, and I have a cup of almond flour. And also our baking soda, and this is a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And we are going to blend this with the hand mixer on a slow speed until there aren't any more lumps. Okay, so there we have our batter. And now we are going to fold in our chocolate chips. And I have a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, no sugar added. These are the Lily's. Dark chocolate is the only kind that they make. And they are sweetened with stevia and erythritol. So if you prefer milk, which I do personally, CJ likes the dark, so that's what we're using. But if you prefer milk chocolate, you can get a Lily's milk chocolate regular bar and cut it into chunks if you want milk chocolate. So I'm just going to fold those in. Try and get them evenly incorporated through our batter. And we're going to be using, I'm going to use a mini muffin pan, because I would like these cookies to be like a 2-bite cookie. You know, you see them sold in the grocery store like a 2-bite brownie, and it's in this shape. So they're kind of like mini cookies. And I haven't done this before, so I'm not precisely sure how many it will make. but I'm just gonna start filling up my little cups here. But I'm going to spray with some coconut oil spray. Even though this is a non-stick pan, I still want to make sure that our cookies will come out when they're done. So I'm just going to take a regular teaspoon and start filling them. And we are going to bake these at 350, and I'm going to start out at about 10 minutes until I know how long it's going to take for these little bite-sized ones. And you could, of course, add some chopped pecans or some macadamia nuts if you want some nuts in with your chocolate chip cookies. Like I said, you can add different kinds of chocolate if dark chocolate is not your thing. You can, of course, use milk chocolate in a bar form to make these milk chocolate chips. You could add some shredded coconut. You can basically do whatever you'd like. But tonight we're just making these super traditional, just plain chocolate chip. Spray a few more of these cups. And you could absolutely do these. You could make larger cookies in a muffin tin if you'd like. 'Cause I like my cookies thick. That's just a personal preference. That's the style that my mother always made. But some people like their cookies really thin and spread out, and that's of course up to you. You could totally do that. Just put it on a parchment lined cookie sheet and just make traditional cookies. But I like my cookies chunky and kind of thick, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Okay, so it looks like our batter made about 16 of these little mini ones. I'm trying to get every last drop here out of the bowl and make sure that they're all fairly similar in how much batter is going into each one. So we're going to put these in the oven starting for 10 minutes to see how long they take. So we'll see you back in just a few minutes. Nope, not quite. Almost though. I'm going to go 2 more minutes. Okay, they're nice and beautifully golden on the top, and they've puffed up, and of course they will settle back down into the muffin tin as we let them cool. So I ended up going about 12 minutes, but that is just my oven. So everybody's oven is different. So that's why I said start out with the 10 minutes and then go ahead and just keep watching them and adding minutes until they get nice and brown.
Oh, that's good. The coffee's good.
I'm a good cook. Maybe you should marry me.
I am going to marry you. When you're ready. When we're both ready.
Yeah. So what are you tasting?
I'm tasting the Keto 2-bite chocolate chip cookies that you just made. And I'm going to tell them if it's really good or not.
Because, yeah, your face is very expressive. Nice and fluffy.
Well, they are fluffy.
Yeah,
Good
that's
idea.
how I like my cookies.
Good idea to put them in
They're cakey.
the cake tins.
Yeah.
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 And they're not super sweet.
No, I think the dark chocolate makes them so that they're not.
Yeah. But you know what? I think sometimes stuff that's more sweet actually might even lead to more cravings.
Right.
Even though you're talking about sugar-free stuff,
Right.
it's still sweet to your body.
Exactly.
So
it gives you that little hint of sweetness without pushing you over the edge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Good.
Thumbs up.
Good. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope that you enjoy the cookies, and feel free to go wild with all different kinds of concoctions, coconut, nuts, peanut butter, whatever you want to add to this recipe. It's very basic, so it's a very good recipe to expand on anything you like. So we appreciate you joining us tonight, and please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you know when we upload new content. We try and upload at least twice a week, both recipes and also keto conversations. So come back and join us, and we will see you next time on CJ's Keto Kitchen. Bye.